What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Cars and Things. Now, you guys have been asking about this for the longest time. I see it in the comments all the damn time. So what I literally did was I took to social media. I asked my followers, and guys, I've reached 12K followers. Thank you very much if you're following and supporting. If you're not supporting yet or following me, please catch me at the coolest Coco on your socials. I'd really appreciate it. So what I did was I took to social media to ask people what questions they had for me, things they've always wanted to know. In my comments, I always see like, what do you do for a living? And what do you think about that? And people genuinely want to know. I hope it's genuine. So today I decided that I was going to answer some of you guys' most critical questions. We're going to go a bit deeper to answer those questions. Now, quick disclaimer, I will say I have not yet seen all the questions and had time to prepare answers or anything like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to read the question and I'm going to answer some of your guys' most crucial and critical questions. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you dig this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Comment below, let me know what other questions you may have for me, and I'd be happy to, make another video like this and we can actually talk about all those questions, because I know some people have burning questions. So let me know in the comments below what you guys want to know, and I'll be happy to answer it. And then most importantly, make sure you do subscribe. We appreciate it so much. We are growing dramatically, and it's really, really awesome to see, but we want to grow a lot more. I really want to grow what I'm trying to build here, in fact. So please make sure you do subscribe. And then lastly, right next to the subscribe button is a bell icon. You got to click that so you never, ever, ever miss a video. Now, with that said and done, let us go for it. All right, everyone. So here goes. I've got some questions on my phone that I'm literally going to read out and I'm going to answer. Hopefully we don't get distracted by phone calls and things like that, but I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to you. Okay, cool. So there's quite a few questions and I'm going to get straight into it. So you guys have been asking, cool, Coco, do you have kids? I think I've said it in videos before. No, I don't have kids yet, but in the near future, I will be having kids. I hope I can have kids in the near future. I've been married for almost 2 years now. I'm enjoying it, but maybe give me another 2 or 3 years before I have kids. Cool. Next question. Does your M2 competition price make sense? Look, I always like saving, so if it was cheaper, that would be great. But I mean, does the price make sense? I bought it at that price, so clearly it makes sense. To me, it wasn't too expensive. It's kind of holding its value. What I've noticed about M2s is they typically hold their values much better than M5s, in my opinion, and M4s and so forth. So that's why I wanted to kind of buy an M2 competition, but also at the same time, I've got a whole video that talks about why I in fact bought the M2 competition. And you can check that out in my following videos. The next question is, okay, cool. What do you do for a living? People have been asking me this question for the longest time on my social media. What do you do for a living? They're always like, Coco, what do you do for a living? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do for a living to afford this car and that car and these cars and to be living the life that you're living? And how I often like to put it is I am what you call a corporate entrepreneur. And what I really mean by that is, simply put, I work a 9 to 5 as a director in a business. And I've also got my own business as well, which I typically work on after hours. However, I work in a very flexible environment where I can take a meeting, I can do my work as long as I'm transparent about it. And as long as there's kind of like an understanding, then it's totally cool. So yeah, if anyone ever disses you about working a 9 to 5 and being in corporate, and not being an entrepreneur, not being a forex broker, not being in construction or whatever it is, or whatever has seen to make loads and loads of money. Funny enough, a study just came out in South Africa quite recently to say that the highest spenders in South Africa are corporates, essentially the very people that work 9 to 5s. So next time someone is trying to diss you and trying to play you, I mean, you could be successful at whatever you do, and you can essentially make the money to take care of your life and your lifestyle and your family and whatever else that you want to achieve. So that's pretty much what I do. I know it doesn't sound cool and fancy. It's probably not what you guys were expecting. You probably expected me to say I'm doing this and I've got these things. Blah, 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 blah. The list literally goes on, but it is what it is, man. Cool. Next one. Do you consider yourself an influencer? Do I consider myself an influencer? Not precisely. However, I have taken note of the fact that I have convinced a lot of people to do pretty much everything. I kind of feel like everyone's an influencer in their own right. If you can influence a friend to buy a certain kind of sneaker or shoes, you then become an influencer. And then we can start to talk about all the peer-to-peer stuff. I am in marketing, guys, so it's pretty much what I do for a living. We can talk about marketing and media all day, every day. But to answer that question very kind of simply is, to a certain extent, yes, to a certain extent, no, because of kind of like the stigma behind like influencers and stuff. Do I want to become a car influencer? Yes, you know, I like talking to people about things that I'm passionate about, and you guys all know how passionate I am about cars and car brands, and a lot of people would probably assume that I am like crazy and bonkers about BMW because I buy a lot of BMWs, but I love all cars, and there's certain cars that I have my eye on to get, not just BMWs, that I will get in the future. Yeah, anyway, I won't talk about that now. Next question. Cool, should we expect any power mods from your M2 this year? Well, so I haven't modified my M2 and I've spoken about this before. There's obviously motor plan risks that come with that. I need to get to a point where I accept not having motor plan should I want to have modifications, unless I do it at BMW, which I'll pay an arm and a freaking leg for. But at the moment, no, I don't want to do any sort of engine modifications to the car. I think it is perfect as is. I've spoken in my other videos about what it's like having a car with modifications, what it costs. Literally, once you pop, you don't stop. You need something after another thing after another thing. And literally, if you don't have the budget for it and you don't pretty much have like a budget plan, all your money is going to kind of go towards like making this thing perform better and go faster and all those sort of things. And I've spoken in a previous video again around how much I spent on my M4, how much I spent on my Golf 7R, like how much I've previously spent on cars. I've spoken a bit about it, but I know with those cars in particular, I went quite deep into talking about literally what I did and how much it cost me. And it did cost me a few 100,000 rands, which is something I'm not quite keen on doing at the moment because I want to build businesses and I want to grow. I think I'm getting older, so I'm looking at things differently. My perspective has changed. So I'm really not sure, but at the moment I can confirm that I'm not looking to do any modifications. What I will say though is it needs an exhaust so bad, and I haven't been impressed by the exhaust systems that I have seen. AC Schnitzer in performance, which by the way I was told I couldn't get in the car when I was speccing it out. They don't sound great, and I feel very fortunate because I didn't get them. They really don't sound great. I probably would have gotten anyway, and you know, you pay your 80 grand or 120 grand, however much they cost, and get them And then I was just going to be like, yeah, sounds nice, but... So I think I've been spoiled in the past to have very loud cars. So I want an exhaust system that is going to be bomb. Although I have heard Rogue Performance's exhaust system, and I'm quite keen on that. So Dwayne, I'm going to be hitting you up real soon to be like, yo, bro, hook me up. Next question. Will you be getting the new M3, M4? Funny enough, I've received so many DMs of people asking me if I'm getting the new M3 or M4. To be honest, in my opinion, no, I don't think so. I doubt it unless the price goes down. But also, it's not just a price thing. I've had M4s, M3, no, I'm lying. I've had M4s, but essentially it's kind of like the same car in a different body, although the driving experience may be a bit different because of course the M3 has like back doors and maybe a bit stable, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, semantics. Am I getting it? I don't know. I doubt it. Also at the price point that it's coming at, I mean, you're looking at paying like 2.1, 2.2 million, and it's a beautiful car. Don't get me wrong. And when you see it in person, it's absolutely incredible. But my only issue is at 2.2 or 2.3, once it's specced out and you've got all the things that you want to do, I haven't quite been impressed around how it performs. The most interesting thing that I realize about it, and I know right now I'm going on a tangent, but it's got like a drift analyzer. So when you're on the track, it kind of teaches you and guides you on how you're drifting and how you can literally do better. Now that is insane and something I'm very interested in. Am I going to buy the car just because it has that? No, but you know, it is a great car. So back to whether I am going to buy it or not, I don't think so. And at the price point, in my opinion, I would rather get something else, like a 911 GTS. Because it's essentially around the same price, or get an Audi R8, which is, it's obviously going to be pre-owned, it won't be brand new, but yeah, I don't know, I'll probably just get something like that. Next question, which car am I gunning for next? Now, I've been very secretive about the cars that I want, and it's kind of like the YouTube thing to do, right? I'm sure you guys watch YouTube videos and the guy's like, oh, I don't know. But the honest truth is, Bafetu, the car that I want to get next, and I'm kind of faithing it right now, is I want to get a GT3 RS, a Porsche GT3 RS. I need it blacked out and I need it in my garage as in yesterday. And I've got some awesome and sick plans that I have for you guys, and for myself as well. But with the content and what I actually want to do with it, I don't see a lot of them on the road. Interestingly, last year, before I got a house, and I recently got a house, yay! Just before then, I was actually looking at a GT3 RS. And I wanted to actually get one, but like something was just like, look, make the investment, make the grown-up and wise decision, do these things. But I was literally at the edge, and I've been at the edge of buying so many cars. Like it's crazy. I'm a car guy, right? I'm gonna buy cars. I'm gonna buy lots of them. I think my wife has just been like, you know what, babe, like do your thing, which is chill. But yo, next car I want to get is a 911, a Porsche 911 GT3 RS. It is insane, blacked out, everything. The WeSage package or YSage package or YSOC package, however it is said in your country and in your world, that's the one I want to get, and it's part of my plans this year. Not like, I don't want it when I'm like 32 or 35 or whatever. I want it like literally now. Next question. Okay, there's quite a few questions. So what would you choose, M2 or M2 Comp? Definitely M2 motherfucking Comp. It is an amazing car. It's literally a bridge between an M4 and an M2, and it sits between them. And you guys know my reservations around an M4, around power and size and all that sort of stuff. And an M2 competition just answers all of those concerns, just like that. So M2 competition, guys, that's the one for me. It is Amazing. Hear me say that. Cool. Which car do you see yourself owning in the next 5 years? Cool. I'm definitely going to own an Audi R8. I'm definitely going to own an M5 competition. I would love the M5 CS. There's a few coming to South Africa. If I can get that, I'll be very happy about that. Definitely GT3 RS, GT2 RS, Lamborghini Performante, 488 Pista. And funny enough, I'm looking over here because I bought model cars of all the cars I want to own within the next few years. And I've got a GT2 RS, I've got a Bugatti, but that's like a wild, wild dream. I've got a 488 Pista in there. I've got a Cobra in there, got a Performante. So there's quite a few cars that I see myself owning in the next 5 years, and I'm gonna work my ass off just to get them. You know, I might even like sell a ball, who knows. Cool. Favorite automotive YouTuber? Cool. I like a variety of people. I like a variety of things, and I'll say it straight up. I enjoy the Stradman's video just to see where he came from with his Audi TT, and how like he's taken this whole YouTube thing. I watch a lot of his videos. Super excited around his house build, which is taking place right now. I don't know when we'll be watching this video, but that's pretty exciting. TGE TV, Archie Hamilton, really dig it. TJ Hunt. Really dig them, and these are really guys that you kind of watch their videos and you just like, dude, you share a part of yourself in every video, which is what I want to do, is just share a part of myself in every video, share it with you guys, and literally we put ourselves out there. I mean, you should see the comments of people like, you know, like judging you, chastising you, all that kind of stuff that like people do just generally. But yeah, like those are the people I look up to when it comes to YouTube. There's a whole lot of them. I even watch videos from like Snooge. I watch Hoovies. I think it's Doug Monroe. I watch a lot of YouTubers. In terms of South African YouTubers, I'd love to see a lot more South African YouTubers, a lot more car YouTubers, if I can put it that way, just to watch some of their content and some car lovers. But there are a few people whose content I'm always looking out on. Pedal Happy, Taj, always looking at his content. He's actually a friend of mine. And a few other people as well whose content I am always, just to name a few, always kind of checking out. But yeah, I look up to those people that I mentioned, and I really hope I get to a point where I'm doing some really sick content just like they are, but it's a process. What is my dream car? I think I've mentioned it already. Definitely Lamborghini Performante, and then the next one would be a GT3 RS as it stands right now. Cool. Next question is, why don't you buy big boy cars like the M5? So funny enough, I've thought about buying an M5 before, and where I was is it's literally myself, my wife, and my puppy. I don't need that much space. However, it sounds amazing. It looks awesome. Certainly a car I'm looking to get in the future. Why don't I buy big boy cars? It's literally just the two of us. So I don't think I need a 4-door car. I would like an SUV at some point, but not at the moment. I'm literally trying to live my best life, getting these sporty 2-door cars. What else do you need space for? You know what I'm saying? Maybe in the next 2 years, who knows? But yeah, on to another questions. What's your dream family car? Definitely, guys, I am obsessed. Every time I see them on the road, I'm just like, yo, babe. Every time I see them on the road, Range Rover autobiography with a Luma kit. I've only seen 2. One I went to go see at a dealership because I was very interested in it. It was at Farrer Motors in Johannesburg, and it was being sold for, I think, 1.4 million. And I was like, yo, I just got an M2 for the same price. Like, I should have just gone for this thing. Or actually, I'm not planning to let go of the M2. I should just get this thing. And then I thought about it. And, you know, in true me fashion, I kind of think about stuff and rethink it. I was just like, yeah, let me think about it. Not sure I want to. Should I? Until someone bought it. that is the long and short of it. It's a really sad story, but definitely part of my fans, and that is my dream family car for sure. Next question. What does it feel like to be married? So I've been married for almost 2 years now, and it's amazing. It's beautiful. And for the people that are looking to get married and want to get married, it's really a different ball game. Like, I noticed as soon as I got married, like everything was just heightened. Like, the love is heightened, you know, like the support is heightened. Every single thing in your relationship is like heightened, and you literally realize that you are playing in a different ball game. It's a different level. But to have someone that you can rely on, that's a companion, that's a friend for the rest of your life, that pays the bills for the rest of your life, is like an incredible and an amazing feeling. And for those that want to get into it just for the hype of it, you do become like vulnerable, because you must, like, you're sharing your whole life with this person, so you share everything with them. It does make you a bit more vulnerable, actually a lot more vulnerable, and it exposes kind of shortfalls that you may have, and you kind of get to see how they balance that. And it's amazing. It's dope. Apparently I'm in a honeymoon marriage phase. I didn't even know that literally exists. I don't even know if there's such a thing. But so far it's been amazing, and that's the short story. Cool. Next questions. Do I have a snake? No. Maybe on my Gucci stuff, yes, but I don't have a snake. I know who asked that question. Any advice you wish you had when you were 20? When I was 20, so that's about 11 years ago, I'd probably say, like, forgive yourself. I put a lot of pressure on myself to do things, to succeed in so many different ways, to reach certain milestones by a certain time. But I truly believe that it's all in God's time. And we should all learn to kind of be gentle with ourselves and forgive ourselves. There's a lot of people right now that are going through the most because of COVID and all the sort of stuff. But like, really forgive yourself is probably the advice that I would say to my 20-year-old self. I hope I gave you guys a bit of context there. If I could drive one car for the rest of my life, what car would that be? That car would probably would have to be like very comfortable, very practical, have to be insanely luxurious and beautiful. So I'd probably say a Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Definitely. There's one that's a handle called RDBA LA or RDBA on Instagram posted, that is insane. That is insane. You guys don't realize. You need to go see it. Check them out on Instagram, and I'm just plugging them real quick, but check them out. It is insane. I think it was black, and then on the inside, like, it wasn't even cream on the inside. I think it was like purple. It was a lot of purple, but it looked so amazing. One day when I have like 12 million or however much they cost, I'll maybe buy one. I don't know. But again, I'm a car guy. I'm literally going to take 12 million and be like, okay, cool. Out of 12 million, I could buy 2 hypercars or supercars, borderline, or I could buy a heckload of other cars. That's kind of how I would do it. I'm sure you'd do it the same way. Next thing, which shoe brand is your favorite? For me, hands down, Nike, guys. I'm trying to get into the whole designer thing, and I'm really appreciating like textures, colors, materials, all that sort of stuff, which is amazing. But I'm through and through a Nike guy, a Spova guy, all through and through. It's kind of like my Mlazi origins coming through there, but that is literally just me. Cool. Do you end up buying your supercar? As it stands right now, I haven't bought a supercar yet, but it's certainly in the plans, and I will tell you more about that later. Next one is, how much did your braces cost? I think I mentioned in my braces video, please do check it out. However, you are able to call Dr. Roth and just find out from her. The details are in the video. Check out my Fast Braces video, like literally. Took like 3 or 4 months to have teeth like this after I had really, really bad teeth. But it's, again, something I wanted to sort out in 2020, but do check out that video so you can see about that. Have you decided on your next project? I think my next project, although I want to get a supercar, I think my next project needs to be either a drift car or a drag racing kind of machine, but I'm leaning towards a drag racing machine. I want an Audi so badly, but every single time I want to buy one, like something happens. I don't know, maybe it's not meant to be, but I want to create or have an Audi project. So I don't know, when that happens, hopefully soon, that would be pretty dope. How many cars do you currently own at the moment? I currently own 4 cars at the moment. I can't tell you guys what cars those are, but I currently own 4 cars at the moment. One of them is not like a sports car or sports make. But yeah, 4 at the moment. What would I recommend as a first car? As a first car, I'd probably recommend what I had as a first car. I had a VW Polo. It was very reliable. It was cheap on gas. It was comfortable. It was pretty quick. It had a turbo, one of those TSI ones. So that I'd always recommend. And I know a lot of people's kind of starter car is a Polo, but nowadays they're so expensive. When you look at the prices of the new Polos, it's like what, like 400K or something like that, which is a lot. At that time, I think I bought mine with like 180K, something like that. And that was brand new. It was a comfort line. Maybe I'll show you guys pictures of it, but yeah, like prices are hectic. So it really depends on what you like, what you want to get from it. For example, I'm always happy to help people find cars. It's what I literally love. If I can go with people and experience what they experience when they're taking delivery of their cars, that's like the most exciting thing. I'm always like the dude that's just like, hey friend, can I come with you? Because, you know, I just want to be there. That experience alone is awesome. And I also just want to get that energy. So really doesn't matter. It's really totally up to you what car you want to get. I'd recommend what I've experienced personally as a first car, which is pretty great. Lambo or Ferrari? Lambo! Guys, I am a Lambo guy. Like, Lamborghini just speaks to me in all different kinds of ways, like mentally, physically, spiritually. It just speaks to me. Lamborghini is my car. I haven't been that into Ferraris. I don't know why. However, I am fascinated with the 488. So I don't know, but like definitely, I'll tell you straight up, Lambo. Lambo. I'm a Lambo guy, all through and through. What was your first car? I've mentioned what my first car was. It was a VW Polo 1.4 comfort line. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Vans or Converse? Definitely Vans. I used to be quite a Converse dude. I always talk about this, but I grew up in Mlazi, Kapipi to be specific, and I used to be part of a crew, and you guys may not know this, called Junior Groovies. And we used to kind of dance in the Not Guilty overalls and the All Stars. So I think I've had my time with All Stars. So in terms of like a canvas shoe, definitely Vans is for me. And just stylistically, like I think it's pretty cool. Like my wife loves Vans as well. But yeah, that's a short J story. I don't know if you guys will ever know what Ama Groovies, that's the best like dance crew that ever lived. I don't care what you say, ever. Next is, why am I always so happy? There's no time, guys. Like literally, I always believe that life is short. There's literally no time for you to be sad and depressed. And typically when you do, or when I do feel that way, I kind of give myself a certain time. So I'll be like, okay, cool, I'm upset, but for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to feel as upset as I could possibly be. And then once that's done, I let it go. So I really choose to see, and it gets difficult. Like I'm not like a unicorn kind of living in a world where I'm just like, all the whole time and things don't affect me. You know, there's a whole lot of things affect me, like life is real. Life is not a movie. So there's a whole lot of things that happen, and the same things that happen to me could happen to you, and the same things that happen to you could happen to me. So there's a whole lot of things to consider. But I choose to see the positive. I choose to be grateful. I choose to pray and meditate and all these things that really just help me always be happy and be the person that I am in terms of that. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much the last question. And I just wanted to share, and something that I always want to come across in a video is how I go about doing what I do, achieving what I want to achieve. And it's simply because I live by a simple kind of phrase and sentence, and that is really to faith it till you make it. Faith it till you make it. I believe in things so hard, like ridiculously so hard. I buy like model cars and kind of pretend to be driving them, which is ludicrous and insane for people. They'll think, what the hell? Whenever I'm driving, I just kind of imagine myself driving something else. Although I really appreciate what I have and what I've amassed, but I put myself in a realm where I can actually see it and visualize it, and then I begin to plan for it and pray about it and meditate around it and things like that. So if I can leave anything with you guys, is you gotta faith it till you make it. So that is today's video. It's a short question answer video. Well, I hope it's short. I know I spoke a lot, but I hope you guys found that to be interesting. I hope you guys found it to be insightful. Thank you very much for joining. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment below. Let me know what questions you have. Let me know what responses were most interesting to you. And most importantly, do subscribe. And right next to the subscribe button is the bell icon. Click that so you never, ever miss a video just like this one. There's more videos coming. I've got such big plans for content for you guys and for where this channel is actually growing. It's literally going to be insane. So thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, you gotta faith it till you make it. Till next time, guys. We out. Peace.